Have you ever found yourself scratching your head pondering the age-old question, what came first, the chicken or the egg? This question, simple in its form, has been a source of contemplation for philosophers, scientists, and curious souls alike for centuries. The chicken and the egg conundrum is not just a question of biology, but a paradox that challenges our understanding of time and causality. It asks us to consider whether life can exist without a preceding generation, or if there must always be a source, a beginning. It's an inquiry that tugs at the thread of existence, unraveling the complexities of life and evolution. This question, in its essence, is a riddle wrapped in the enigma of life's origin. It's a thought experiment that has been passed down through generations, sparking debate and stimulating intellectual curiosity. But, can we ever really answer this question? Let's dive into the perspectives. On one side of the coop we have Team Chicken, a group that strongly believes the chicken came before the egg. This view may seem a bit backward to some, but it has its roots in various perspectives, including religious beliefs and the theory of evolution. Let's start with the religious perspective. Many religious texts, including the Bible, suggest that God created animals, including chickens. According to these beliefs, God didn't start by creating eggs. No, he went straight for the full-grown chicken. So, in this line of thinking, it's pretty clear. The chicken in all its feathered glory came before the egg. But what about those who don't subscribe to religious texts? Well, they've got a chicken-first theory of their own, and it's all about evolution. The evolutionary perspective is a bit more complex, but let's break it down. The theory suggests that over countless generations, a chicken-like creature slowly evolved into the chicken we know and love today. These changes happened gradually, with each new generation sporting tiny changes from their parents. Over time, these small changes added up, and eventually we got something that looked a lot like a chicken. But here's the kicker. This chicken-like creature, the one that was almost but not quite a chicken, laid an egg. And inside that egg, a creature that was just a tiny bit more chicken than its parent. So according to this theory, the creature that laid the first true chicken egg wasn't actually a chicken. It was something else, something almost chicken. So from the evolutionary perspective, the chicken also came first. It was this almost chicken creature that laid the first chicken egg, marking the birth of the first true chicken. So, for Team Chicken the answer is clear. But what about the other side of the shell? Let's crack open that perspective next. On the other side of the coop, we have Team Egg. This team is all about embracing the biological perspective. They believe that the egg came first, and here's why. Life is a continuous stream of genetic mutations. So the argument goes that at some point in time, a bird that was not quite a chicken laid an egg. But this wasn't just any egg, it contained a mutation during reproduction that resulted in a hatchling we would now recognize as a chicken. That's right, folks. According to Team Egg, the first true chicken came from an egg that held a crucial genetic tweak. This genetic mutation, occurring in the egg, led to the birth of an organism distinct enough to be classified as a new species. The chicken. The egg, therefore, existed before the chicken, but Team Egg doesn't stop there. They also argue that eggs in general have been around much longer than the chicken. Let's take a step back and think about this. Eggs have been a primary method of reproduction for many species, not just birds, dinosaurs, reptiles, fish, and even some mammals lay eggs, and these creatures were roaming and swimming around our planet way before our feathered friends made their debut. So from this perspective, eggs have been a part of life on Earth for hundreds of millions of years. Chickens, on the other hand, are relative newcomers, having arrived on the scene just a few tens of thousands of years ago. So even if we're not talking about a chicken egg specifically, eggs as a reproductive strategy have been around much, much longer. Therefore, the egg-first argument is not just about the chicken or its egg, but about eggs as a concept, a biological strategy for reproduction that predates the chicken by a vast stretch of time. So, for Team Egg, the answer is also clear. But where does that leave us? We've heard from both sides of the coop, now it's time to weigh the evidence. Let's start with Team Chicken, who argue that the first chicken must have come from a non-chicken parent. They claim that a genetic mutation occurred, creating the chicken species. This mutation, they say, was passed on to the offspring, the first chicken. They believe that this is a strong point in their favor, that evolution has the power to bring about new species. On the flip side, Team Egg insists that the first egg, laid by a bird that was not quite a chicken, contained a chicken. This, they say, is due to genetic changes happening in an egg, not in an adult bird. They argue that this is the only logical explanation for the chicken's existence. Both sides present valid points, making it a tough call. The paradoxical nature of this question might mean that we'll never have a definitive answer. So, are we any closer to answering the age-old question? Whether you're on Team Chicken or Team Egg, there's no denying that this question makes us think. It's a simple query, yet it has the power to ignite our minds, challenging us to question the very nature of cause and effect. It's not just about birds and breakfast, but about the mysteries of life and existence itself. This conundrum has been used across various fields, from philosophy to science, even making its way into literature, serving as a metaphor for life's unanswerable questions. Philosophers use it to examine the origins of life, while scientists use it to explore evolution. In literature, it's a symbol of paradox, of the cyclical nature of existence. These types of questions stimulate critical thinking, encouraging us to explore, to question, to dig deeper. They're not intended to be answered, but to provoke thought, to spark curiosity, to keep the wheels of our minds turning. So, while we may not have a definitive answer, we do have a lot to think about. So what came first for you? The chicken or the egg? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and follow.